Here we go with lesson 5, subtracting mixed numbers with borrowing. So before we talk about subtracting mixed numbers, let's refresh our memory with just how to subtract when we need to borrow. Okay, so I'm looking at 48,348 minus 20,449. So there's not enough to take away from the 8, so I need to borrow from the 4. The 4 becomes a 3, and then I add 10, becomes 18. Now, what did I borrow? I borrowed 110, so that's why I have 18. Okay, so then I subtract. I can't subtract, so I need to borrow. That becomes a 2. That becomes a 13. So then I subtract. I get 9. Again, I can't subtract, so I need to borrow. That becomes a 7. That becomes a 12. 7 and 2. Now, I want you to look at this number right here. So 48,348 is the exact same thing as 4 10,000s, 7 thousands, 12 hundreds, 13 tens, and 18 ones. So let's pretend about money for a minute. So if you had four $10,000 bills, I know $10,000 bills don't exist, we're pretending, 8 $1,000 bills, 3 $100 bills, 4 $10 bills, and 8 $1 bills. Let's pretend you had that, and let's pretend I had this. I had 4 $10,000 bills, 7 $1,000 bills, 12 $100 bills, 13 $10 bills, and 18 $1 bills. We would have the exact same amount of money. So the value of these two numbers does not change. The only thing we did is we crammed 2 digits into one place value. So that's why subtraction looks so strange. Of course, we're cramming 2 digits in one place value. Okay? We have to do that in order to subtract. Otherwise, we don't have enough to take away. So if we move down here, again, if I have 5 apples, you can't take 7 away. So I'm going to go to the 10 to borrow. Now, again, I'm borrowing 10. Okay, so that 4 becomes a 3, and that 5 becomes 15. So this is like saying I'm giving you a $10 bill, you're giving me 10 ones. So now instead of having just 5 $1 bills, I have 15. So that's when I can subtract. So again, I'm taking a $100 bill and giving you 10 $10 bills. So that's how I've got 13 over here. That becomes a 6, 12, 4. Okay, so that's just a quick refresher on how to subtract. So here are the steps to success. Okay, we'll talk more about them along the way. Okay, so here's my first thing I need to do. Just like with any other fraction problem, okay, I need to write an equivalent. I need to find a common denominator. Okay, find a common denominator. Step 1. My common denominator was 4, so I'm going to multiply them both by 2. Okay, so after I find a common denominator, write equivalent fractions. Did that. Now I need to subtract. Okay, oops, wrong way. I cannot do 1 minus 2, so I need to borrow. So what are you borrowing? You're borrowing 1 whole. Okay, you're not borrowing 10, you're borrowing 1 whole. And in this case, I want my 1 whole to equal 4/4. So I took 1 from 5 and turned it into 4/4 for this problem. Now my 1 whole is going to be, the value is going to be the same, but the numbers are going to be different every single time, depending on the fraction. Okay, so 1/4 and 4/4 gives me 5/4. So what I'm saying is this. I'm saying that 5 and 1/4 is the same thing as 4 and 5/4. These two numbers are exactly the same thing. This one doesn't look right. Well, you know what? These numbers don't look right. Okay? It's okay. You're subtracting. Things shouldn't look right for a moment or two. Now I can subtract. 5 minus 2 is 3. Bring my denominator. And 4 minus nothing is 4. Now, let me tell you a secret. If I look at the 4 and the 1 and the 5, you looking at the 4 and the 1, how do I get 5? If you said add them together, you're right. 4 plus 1 and 5. So when you borrow, the shortcut is take your denominator, add it to your numerator, and that's your new numerator. 4 plus 1 is 5. So this way you don't have to write the fraction here, over here. Okay, so give the video a pause. I want you to do the you try, and then we'll see how you did. Don't forget to borrow. Welcome back. You'll notice here that I found my common denominator, which was 8. So now I rewrote my equivalent fractions. 1/8 is 1/8. 1/4 is 2/8. Can't do 1 minus 2, so I need to borrow. Okay, so again, 8 plus 1 is 9. So that's my new numerator. 9 minus 2 is 7. My denominator stays the same, 8. 5 minus 2 is 3. So 3 and 7/8 is my answer. Okay, let's try this next problem. First thing, got to find a common denominator. 5 and 3/10 equals, if you said your common denominator was 10, you are correct. So I have to multiply by 2 times 2, 6. Okay, can't subtract. Can't subtract. Okay, so the 5 becomes a 4. Again, my shortcut, numerator plus denominator, is my new numerator, 10. So 10 plus 3 is 13. Now I subtract. 13 minus 6 is 7. My denominator stays the same. 4 minus 1 is 3. Now the only reason I added a 1 in front of the 3 is because I added 10 to it. 10 plus 3 is 13. You'll notice on these two, I didn't have 4 and 11/4. I did not have 6 and 11/8. No, denominator plus numerator. Denominator plus numerator. That's the key to success. Denominator plus numerator. Denominator plus numerator. Do that shortcut and you'll be just fine. Just don't add ones, because unless your denominator is 10, you're going to be wrong. Okay? So why don't you take a look at the you try, and then we'll be back to see how you did. Welcome back. Here's how we did. My common denominator is 6. My equivalent fractions, 1/6 and 4/6. Well, that line's there. Okay. I can't do 4 minus 1, so I need to borrow. Again, I didn't make this 11/7, I made it 7 or 11/6. I made it 4/6 because 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 minus 4 is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. Now again, I look at 1 and 3/6. Ooh, I can simplify that. So 1 and 3/6 equals 1 and 1/2. And that's all the practice that we have. So here are the bell work problems for tomorrow. Again, remember, you're going to have to borrow. This fraction's larger than that. This is larger than that. And that's larger than that. So all of these are going to require you to borrow. So remember to borrow. Denominator plus numerator equals your new numerator. That is the shortcut of the day. Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.